Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Jill Schnarr, Chief Social and Innovation and Communications Officer of TELUS, to discuss social impact investing in the company's newly launched fund. Jill, it's great to meet you. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Great to be here, Jill.
Tell us more about the new social impact fund that you've recently announced. What are some of the initial investments?
Absolutely. Well, at $100 million, the new TELUS Pollinator Fund is actually a really cool, innovative new corporate impact investment fund that will provide catalytic capital to scale social innovation in new startup businesses. And it is one of Canada's largest corporate impact funds. Kind of think of it like a dragon's den, but only for businesses with an idea that actually helps society. So we're focused on transforming healthcare, reducing climate change, and enabling inclusive communities. We have three very cool first initial investments. The first is Windmill Microlending, which is actually a micro-lending program in Canada that offers microloans to help skilled immigrants that come to Canada whose credentials aren't recognized here. So think of doctors, accountants, lawyers, they were that in their previous home country. They've come here and now we don't recognize these credentials. So Windmill actually provides loans of up to $15,000 so that these skilled immigrants can pay for courses and exams that they need to restart their careers. And one of the things we're really excited about this one in particular is that Windmill will be able to scale from 1,000 to 4,000 loans per year. So think of the impact that will have on immigrants coming to Canada and our economy. Mm-hmm. Our second investment is actually in Sunshine Coast-based impact investment fund, Risa Capital. And it's a BC-based fund that invests in BC-based companies that are driving, social impact and economic impact within the regions that they serve. And, they're doing some very cool things, from food sharing innovators to state-of-the-art composting technology. And then the third investment is in Tidal Vision. And Tidal Vision is actually a US-based company in Washington State. And they've developed a process for upcycling crustacean shells into industrial solutions, and then that directly displaces synthetic chemicals. So think of like water treatment or things like that. They actually use the crab and the lobster shells to upcycle waste and remove the waste from water. So three very cool investments that we're really excited about.
Yeah, that last one's really interesting. Not that we need an excuse to eat any more crab and lobster, but now we have some motivation there. So Jill, why did you launch this fund? What was behind the company's motivation?
Well, we are a leader in social capitalism. So this is just really a next step for us. Our mission as an organization is to leverage our technology and our compassion to enable remarkable human outcomes, right? We're not just another telecom. So we also looked at what was happening in society. I mean, communities in Canada and around the world, we all continue to struggle with social problems like good education or jobs or food insecurity, climate change. And these issues are really difficult to solve because their causes are complex and governments and charities can't solve them alone. So we have to all come together, public, private, government, to address these social issues, and corporations really need to step up and invest in new businesses that will also drive social change. I mean, we have, I think, a responsibility and accountability as a leading corporation in Canada to help fuel the next generation of responsible businesses. And even more so now that we're in the middle of a global health pandemic, we've seen many businesses in Canada close or not open. And so we need a proactive, business-driven strategy that's going to restore growth to the economy in Canada, that's going to bring about new jobs. And I think this is what Canada really needs right now. It's focused on social innovation, sustainable innovation. It's going to drive the economy, and it's going to be a source of jobs.
How is this fund different from other funds in the Canadian investment space?
There's actually some really cool impact investing funds out there, but for the most part, they're generally place-based or regional or focused on specific verticals. So if you look at some of the place-based funds, there's actually a really cool fund called Verge Capital that's focused on Southwestern Ontario and investing just in Southwestern Ontario. TELUS will be one of the first with a national mandate across a broad range of impact areas. So we don't just focus on one particular cause, we actually aim to drive social innovation in 4 major areas. So that's transforming healthcare, caring for our planet, supporting responsible agriculture, and enabling inclusive communities. As you may know, we've already invested over $3 billion in transforming healthcare over the past decade with TELUS Health. So, we want to continue to invest in healthcare through this particular fund. We might be looking at, digital solutions that improve healthcare experiences, or maybe it's new cool apps that people can use to improve their physical and mental health. In regards to caring for our planet, we want to, focus on companies that are building solutions to reduce all of our environmental footprint. So it could be a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, in carbon. It might be investing in companies that are looking at energy from renewable sources, or reduction in waste, like tidal vision, like we talked about, right, with the crab shells. In regards to supporting responsible agriculture, we're really excited because we just launched a new TELUS Agriculture business unit. And with this particular business unit, we found that, with the population of the earth expected to increase 70% over the next 25 years, there'll be a 70% increase in food demand. Yet we don't have 70% more planet to give to producing food. So we want to seek out solutions that will empower farmers and ranchers and the whole agriculture industry through technology. I mean, think of what we'll be able to do from, you'll be able to go into a store and track a label and see exactly where it was grown, where it came, how it was produced, what chemicals or insecticides or whatever were used, and then how long it took to get to that particular store, which is what people want. Consumers are demanding this as well. And then our 4th area is enabling inclusive communities. We want to invest in startups that are building solutions to further social and economic inclusion. We want to make sure that everyone gets that opportunity, no matter who they are, no matter their culture, their race, their gender, their sexual orientation. They deserve an opportunity to get the education they need in order to reach their full potential.
Jill, let's talk about ROI, return on investment. How do you make money with the fund?
Well, it's a technology-focused venture fund. I mean, it's still a venture fund, right? We're still looking for a return on investment here. Basically, the cool thing about this fund is normally venture funds invest in things that are applicable to the business, that help or support that particular business, and then also provide a return on investment. We're going to be a little bit different in the sense that, yes, we're investing in things that are adjacent to the TELUS business, but it'll be new things. I mean, our venture team would never have invested, for instance, in windmill microlending, right? Because it's just too different from our business. So our criteria will be a financial return as well as a social impact. And we actually have an impact investing framework that enables us to ensure that we balance the both of those, right? We're going to be investing in companies anywhere from $500,000 to $2 million, maybe even more so, depending on the impact. And it still is we're still looking for profit. We're still looking for a return. This is an investment in a startup. It could be through debt or equity, revenue-based financing, or micro lending, like we talked about. So we're still looking for that repayment and a return on that, over a number of years, obviously. And we're also here to support and help that company that we invest in, right? We have 20 years of, venture capital investing in companies that have driven a significant return for our business. So we've already seen, the benefit of doing this. Plus, we're a large telecommunications company, so we've got a lot of things that can help companies and mentor companies so that we can help them be successful. And as long as they have that social impact and then financial return, we think we'll make money on this over the 5 to 10 year period.
Jill, to wrap up here, we have about another minute to go. How can potential startup candidates seek funding, and then how do you decide on who gets the funding?
Sure. So basically, if you go to TELUS.com/pollinator fund, that is the portal with which to invest, to apply for potential investment from TELUS. We're also working with incubators and accelerators like Mars Impact Investing in Canada, which is a very cool organization because they pull together people with great ideas with funders. And as long as, in regards to criteria for getting the funding, we go through a number of gates to review these different companies, see what stage they're at. If they have a great new idea that they've seen some initial benefit from, then we want to scale it. So those are the type of companies that we're looking for. Something that has a great start with their great idea, and then we can help scale it and make it bigger. So apply online, and again, as long as you have you're investing in those 4 areas, and you'll be able to provide a financial return back, then we'll be interested in funding you.
All right, Jill, sounds like amazing work. Thanks so much for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.